Yes, because they are missing 12 players. Even at a press conference now, or say, but someone will be on there. They are ready to play. Also, they are missing 12 players. Some are suspension, some will cover. They be all suspension. They be called AFCON. 12 good players.
I don't know. It be moved side on your mom and that is the
case. Say no,
Liverpool. Say
Thomas Tuchel said you will react if it continues like that.
Okay, in Toman Tias na sem no.
That be my job so game never so.
Oma Bogu.
As we speak.
Ono asana sem Oma Bogu. Na no matie Liverpool ni Manchester United.
London derby never so.
No matie Manchester ni Liverpool there.
But as I think the decision will come out today based on either American or Arsenal the Tumunra. So Tottenham as at now, Tottenham are very angry. So who didn't last minute Arsenal they go to. So they are waiting on that.
Omar just my coach no confirm say they are ready to play. The game is coming off.
No, okay. Because Arsenal were complaining say they were missing players.
Players be
Manly game no.
I'm say coronavirus injury suspension.
Odegaard corona. Obey ready after this weekend. And Smith Rowe count.
Yes, Smith Rowe so count.
And Japan number 2 no.
Tomiyasu.
Ono so di wo me ba.
Yes, ono so di wo.
And the other players.
Tomiyasu without Sergio Suarez also force of injury.
On the no.
Xhaka suspension.
Yeah.
Partey, Mohamed El Neni, Nicolas Pepe, Aubameyang or AFCON.
And that's an AFCON continues at 5.
Yes, Partey, El Neni.
And now for Partey, El Neni, Aubameyang.
4.
And Ivory Coast.
Nicolas Pepe.
Okay, Omia
4. And see Suarez 5. Odbaka you cover no Arsenal I'm say almost 10 players. And I say
so 12.
Yeah.
But I'm so penny.
Yes, for now them so almost
okay.
Arsenal must
so against for now.
Must honor that fixture and see you have to the North London derby. When me say Tottenham from the Omonia Brepa, we say this is the best time to beat Arsenal. So I'm share my team now.
Omo share.
Say this is the best time. Bet me ashare mo na and then there's a 12 o'clock. Chelsea are quite hard. Pep Guardiola had the opportunity to extend points to 10 points. And so 53 and Chelsea 43. And then we win game now. We beam ako 13. Not just say 13 there. Now MY didn't have Liverpool ni Chelsea chance to meet me a catch up. And the hope is that Chelsea beat me close to Gabon and there at least I'm gonna 7 with a victory at the Etihad. And see been able to share game ni share how Pep Guardiola on team no wait me ako into the game in the moon. Now and then so the last game of the Premier League na year 7 Gerrard it's na fear train Rafranik Manchester United. It's a very difficult game pa.
Why no mind?
Aston Villa and Manchester United.
Nanya no ya no mjo.
And yeah, it's a cup game.
Nanya say nye game ya. What say nanu ya?
I say
o ka game e din win kan mzaki to that. Oh. What say no yeah.
Say nanya no one for easy.
12:30 Man City Chelsea. Postpone is Burnley Leicester.
Yeah.
And 3 o'clock Newcastle Watford. Norwich Everton.
Yeah.
Wolverhampton and Southampton. Aston Villa Manchester United 5:30. What the game is gonna be.
So my sign is Aston Villa so sign is pound.
Why not sign?
Aston Villa.
So many abre. And the continue ready and
yeah, he's available for selection today.
Okay.
And on my sign Lucas Dini. And so no
Lucas Dini Everton no.
Yeah, no issue with Rafael Benitez.
Former Barca player.
Yeah. No issue with Rafael Benitez. So Rafael was not using him. So if he said our relationship wasn't good enough and then we'll move on. Into
Belluno.
No, they almost on okay. And their team also looks like a very good team kakra. And Tira Frank how also or fair because we say or by the game back on and off sir. So
Rafnan ran it to Lucia.
Yeah, Olusubako.
Olusu to
I now know with Wolves from the 1-0 no.
Okay, my kind message is in enough, but I'm fine in church to me uncle. Yes, let's go. Where are they? Huh? Simba Madrid still say Ghana never win any football match since Shatawale sold out their stadium. Wishing Kotoko all the best in their game against Become Chelsea. Watching live inside corner, Yata corner. That is a difficult game. Kwekwa Mufa or Asafo or here what Donina or say I can't wait to hear from Harry's punchline. Now you're away.
Yes, also I saw quite.
Okay.
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 We you know, I find say. Opokunti.
Nasa nyano pengwane ye nyina ye call.
Me say no na o say opokunti ya say o play special role bi o ye na se.
Harry no. Eja.
Esa na me say o kan say em say opokunti some be some special.
Tina no so ha da man no. Confused.
Was it?
I don't know. I'm not going to be a relationship.
Yes.
And what at the table? Who did this guy?
I'm say at the table. Called TD. Come on, we didn't run out. About head of sports or now. Head of society be and do be anything. Come brand up. I don't come back a crowd.
Bow and you know.
I was said there be. So man, it's been a good dinner one more bar. Be hydrant. Internet say
on a what is this guy? Funny, huh? We are man. Abdul Fosu Malik Mufti say I'm watching live from Manswabore, Ghana play 0. Maxi Brain say Black Stars problem is Ket and the technical team because Kudus is the only creative player in country. This means Ghana is not ready for AFCON. Godwin Abushi Way, my man, was good morning. Our shown were Doom Pampas to Stew House. Whoever brought Coach Muno back to Ghana needs to be investigated, please. Where was he coaching before he came? I feel now a question is that he is a clueless coach. He knows nothing about modern football. Tactics. Substitution and selection is 0. Anyway, we can crop here. As Antikotoko, all the best in today's game at Brekum High to Kwabena Folabi and the Bernard Cantona, dear Annabelle. I'm at the park watching you from Sunani. More fire. Thank you, at the park. Prince Young said, Ocheampong really disappointed in the entire Black Stars team, especially the technical team. So, what was the assistants doing? Or they don't know how to read games. Anyway, wishing my darling club Kotoko all the best in today's game against Chelsea. We pray for 3 points and injury-free players. Tell the referees we fair on the field. Watching from Accra. Osu Ako Eje Park. Osu Mensa Kwame Ghanaian players behaving like their performances of parliamentarians fighting for nothing. I will say it again. Until the spirit of Ghanaians get back to the Black Stars, everybody should forget, including the president, Nanado, the GFA boss, this mirror was not made with Ghanaian coach. Francis also answers, good morning, boss, please. The guy you should understand that nothing exceeds fair play than him. So nothing exceeds fair play than him releasing that ball to Joseph Prince. Tablet guy, good morning. Or more of him and watching live from Burma Asikuma on tablet Ghana Black Stars. Must bring the back. Kwaku you fresh. Say or passports no size. You are best among the rest. And I'm watching live from Jamra North District. Kwaku Barcelona, the calculator national team will now calculate that if Morocco beat Gabon. If Morocco beats Gabon, I'm in church with him. If Morocco beat Gabon, okay, and they beat Comoros, then they qualify. Hey, come home and register your SIM cards. Okay. So, the same card in here. Kennedy up there said, boss, you are absolutely right. The Black Stars belong to Ket. If we don't change our attitude and selfish, if you don't change our attitude, if you don't change our attitude of my boss and that my selfish interest should be served at all costs. I'm watching you live from Facebook in London, Heathrow Airport. Not quite clear. Why do you blame the FA president when delegates took bribes during voting? Where do you expect him to recoup the bribes? The delegates, that's why he has got the guts to advertise his players. But do you know for a fact that delegates give bribe? It's dangerous, some of those comments. Nadia, oh, can't someone why Casamu? I have a fast Samaba. So it's now 8:36.
Yeah, another weekend of interesting fixtures. Especially if you are a fan of the Premier League, you will enjoy it because there was some very, very interesting games also in the Premier League. Starting this morning, 12:30, Man City at home to Chelsea Football Club. Asha, it was a City team now fly very high, and I remember when their coach said that by December Chelsea would be a team that's a bit difficult for any other team to play against. But recent results, a team that will be difficult to play against. So it looks like a team after the many clubs are willing and very interested in playing Chelsea because of how or move performance are inconsistent. Today they give you a very good performance. The next day, now they are away to Man City. Washa Chelsea in the Premier League, they've not lost in their last 4 away games. In the Premier League, winning against Aston Villa, they won against Brentford, on-board draw against Wolves. And in their last 3 away games in the Premier League, they've not been able to lose a game in the Premier League. But it's hard on any day, a difficult ground. Though Chelsea won their last game at the Etihad. So, this Chelsea team, I remember that game very, very, very well. In the Premier League, I'm winning about 2-1. It was a game that Raheem Sterling scored first on the 44th minute. Sergio Aguero enya penalty. Ebo Esayeno. Then in the second half, Chelsea mounted a comeback. Hakim Ziyech etikano ena Marcos Alonso eshe the winning goal. Chelsea last visit to the Etihad, they were able to record an away victory over there. It's a one grounder. Chelsea ebe motivated. Say the last time they went there, they won there. Even though it hasn't been a ground that has always been a favorable ground for Chelsea. I remember just before Omukako winning by 2-1 season earlier, they lost by 2-1. Kevin De Bruyne and Riyad Mahrez scored those goals, and before that, normal Kwakwa just 6-0. Raheem Sterling, Aguero, Ike Gundogan, Aguero shared 3 goals on that day. And in recent times, it hasn't been a favorable ground for Chelsea. Even though Obeto make a case for them, say last season they won there by 2-1. By a venue that and Chebia 2 seasons ago, Omukwaji 6. A season earlier, they lost by 2-1. And they are going to a club. Obiafi say Liga Yebwe based on what they've done and they are still doing. They are overwhelming favorite to win the Premier League. Now, I say open one team I am very lucky. And maybe with Mark say I'm not lucky, but Omu coach, I've been very disciplined, trying to control the players' movement and not being indisciplined. Because open one team in the Premier League, COVID and affecting now. Chelsea in terms of teams now, Omunya air either for the Premier League or top 4 salaries, Man City has been the luckiest. Or to compare Liverpool, the number of players out injured, number of players out through COVID, any national team. Over Chelsea, number of players injured, number of players out through COVID, any national team. Now we can compare City. City in the last 1 month since a COVID, Premier League class, City, yes, you can say that and you're lucky, but how the City team have been very disciplined in trying to make sure say omunko players ni enkoye nyama edition so born na team no so and then City the only players out through COVID Foden and Zinchenko. These are the only 2 players that are out through COVID. Riyad Mahrez and also our national team. So these are the only 3 players City make sure Obaka say first team players starters on any day. Nanka Pep Guardiola bet me amomo the start amomo Messi. Eti one game that City as usual want to dominate. I remember the 1-0 reverse fixture in a game that Mekaipa Gabriel Jesus, and I said the only goal in that game. Stamford Bridge. I remember that game very well. How City won that game. First Stamford Bridge. Gabriel Jesus scored the only goal in that game. Abra na Chelsea elbow home. He scored a goal on the 53rd minute. And one game, Pep Guardiola went in with one just motive to control the game, dominate possession, not allow Chelsea to have their day in terms of how I am the Chelsea, last of Kante, Jorginho, and covers it. Everything control in midfield. Then occasionally they rely on their wings, to attack you and at least stretch you in terms of or more a long balls now. Ball to spaces for the last of Lukaku to capitalize on it, But Chelsea, City call Stamford Bridge, they were able to cut that suppliers. They took control of the game, dominated, and won the game by 1-0. And then, Obi showing how Pep Guardiola will line up in the boys. A Pep Guardiola team that will want to control the game, want to dominate possession, then no one the full day. I said it. City's last 2 home games, Mr. Otuo, interestingly, they scored 13 goals in their last 2 home games in the Premier League. In their last 2 home games in the Premier League, Man City have scored 13 goals. And idea intense. They won 6-3 against Leicester. They won 7-0 against Leeds United. It's in their last 2 home games. City has 13 goals. In all, in those 2 games, 16 games and a PMO in that game. And then I want to see how Chelsea will look like, especially when they are missing Mendy. Kepa has been bad in the games like Wabono, but you share how Chelsea can be able to stop this City team from scoring. And just one game that I wouldn't be surprised since Man City winning by 2-0 at best for Chelsea is going to be 2-1 victory at the Etihad Sports Stadium. Aston Villa will be at home to Manchester United. Open one venue, Manchester United I enjoy a lot of success in recent times at the Villa Park. Since 1995, Manchester United and lose a game away at the Villa Park. Since 1995, they've won 15 and draw 7. It is also one venue. In recent times, United enjoys going there because of the resource Omonia at the Villa Park. Now, United have the opportunity to make another history in the Premier League. In the Premier League era, United have winning 299 away games. The highest. 299 away games. And then, so we really out the Villa Park, we winning 300 away games. Just say, in recent times in the Premier League, we need
to be your 7th position.
Oh, there be said, no, just say, we a record why they are two. Okay. Send and there, you can't invincible be a Arsenal. A record,
and no can go invincible and chum.
You must say a record at my adult. And in there, you can't as a team, the only team
I record on the year, baby. The only year, no, my year, do you know? 299 at the end of the GG League. So let's figure something.
So a game that I have a problem with. If you say the problem is not Rafranik. Say a coach in the he's coaching the team very well. But the problem is, say, United are struggling to play as a team. Sign the 4-2-2-2-2, no. You know, the Emma team, no, I work very well. the two number 10s now behind the two strikers, you know. But what it looks like say the Rannick Eusubiano air struggle. Jadon Sancho is struggling. Marcus Rashford is struggling. Bruno Fernandes is struggling for form. It is our three players when Yanka also come two number 10s now. On behind the two strikers, I'm a United team and fans, you know. They are all struggling. And Tiama United team Biono will be dominating Manchester United. And they had a problem. I say a Ghana team. Gabon be dominate you. Morocco be dominate you. Obiara dominate Ghana. That is how the United team in recent times looks like under Rafranik. But for the first game against Crystal Palace, the other teams games in Nano, Osha against Wolves. Wolves dominated the play. Osha against Burnley. Though United won by 3-1, but it wasn't a convincing performance from United. Yeshomo in that one draw against Newcastle United. United nearly lost that game. Eti Norwich United, the Norwich City. United have to struggle to win 1-0. Eti no teams bia Osha akesefo no even boy akesefo free wa. Look at Tottenham, Ochi Norwich, Panya no abona to nchen. Arsenal, Ochi Norwich no abono. Newcastle no mo bono. But the way a manner even say Rafranik winning games or winning pono, Emma teams effort like no, they can still play against Manchester United. That fear factor, by team Nimu and Rafranik. I think that he's struggling to implement the ideas on these boys. It's against Aston Villa, who are recent times flying high under Steven Gerrard. Though almost recent times because they lost their 3 games out to Somo Lusu United Shano, Brentford won against them, Chelsea Shomo, they lost against Liverpool. Like inconsistency in the Aston Villa team. But to have Coutinho, to have Lucas Digne, at least a major addition to the Aston Villa team. But and then I want to see some 2-1 victory so at the Aston Villa game against Manchester United. But then of London derby, I want to believe say there's no better time to play Arsenal. So we are Tottenham than this time, based on what they are going through. COVID, injury, national team collapse. And then Granit Xhaka is out. And you ask yourself, in Muford, why never partner Lokonga? Because the Smith Rowe are available. Mostly Yahoo Ateta what ye Odegaard. Etaba Sahame food on our Bobuda. It's Odegaard are available. Ateta could have easily withdrawn Odegaard back to partner Lokonga in Muford. But only available. It was the normal way of playing one of the centre backs as a DM. And I've never been a fan of say centre back elbow position because a very delicate position. You need to be very quick in thinking, your passing accuracy. What you born a no? It's a Udimbobi. It's a tackling. It's a there. Sebe Hodino. Kanum Chemeso. You name who is coming in there to Pata Lokonga for accident. Onum Nabe, a place where Eddie Tottenham can take advantage of the midfield and dominate Arsenal. But on any day, Arsenal team actually who say they are not pushovers. Yeah, sure. Against Liverpool, even with a one man, like 10 against 11, we saw how they defended and played that game. And then say Saka fitness level because open one player honestly watch they say the form so the team everything is around him. Bukayo Saka so only day the machine Arsenal machine on the right side, he's very good in terms of holding up ball. When he's attacking solid defensively, he's very good. And everything about him, Arsenal team and Tottenham Hotspurs also are having own issues, though they'll be able to overcome it. Son out of this game. It's a big miss for them. Also, when you're available, you can play on a big one. And so, out of this game, it's a more like some attacking power. But it looks like in recent times, Hurricane has said, is scoring boot, he's scoring goals. And when Hurricane is scoring, I think say everything LQAE. So, my last time I'm going to and last season, Arsenal won home and away, right? Last season. in this fixture. I want to be sure of what happened at the Tottenham Stadium last season. And also one game that I think is very interesting, but for Tottenham at home, anyone want to see some 1-1 draw based on what Arsenal is facing. 1-1 draw look very likely for
whether 12 players are around or not, we should be able to beat them. Also, a show money straight. Yeah. Because almost 18 matches, no?
Yeah.
Almost 33 points.
Yes, almost 30.
Arsenal about 20 or 35. We should 2 no the air.
Yeah.
But I was stretching the say I crack 38, no 33. I can't one match, but next or bad 9. Manchester United, some I saw the race no more down.
Oh, you have to be
Baba. Third, fourth, fifth, no. 4th, 5th, 6th, no. Arsenal, West Ham, Tottenham, their press position. United, you. But you know at the end of the conference. Yanko all the way to Yaoundé. And Mr. Ricky Otuo Acheampong and Golden Komagaka. Ricky.
Legend.
Now where there?
Arabi Adam Chief, and I'm part also.
Yeah. But then I no pay at the same. And rather say, when I'm the Ghana for Mudi and him. Naja, Makwako, Gui and Massy. By any young Wasi because there's still room. I bet me. And the boy mu a course I'm point out one in the soon. Yame Pana Sumo, one in the soon.
Well, legend, my main chair for you now, either by FM for either by TV, I have for you now. Once again, Omanami I had the #1 radio station in Ghana, and so it's just good to say at any point in time, no. You be show maximum respect to the listeners and the cherished viewers of Oirepa FM, Oirepa TV. Legend said, okay, and honestly speaking, it's been a very tough day. If free and busy nanopay. Boss maker say, when say early in the morning, normally crying, sorry, and media descend our restaurant when you could pay BBD. Make the ABC meant me uncle. Since young guys and private catchers a media for no be any with me by and Yanno crisis restaurant was or massive breakfast, but obedient me my grandma may have and so it's a difficult night, a difficult situation. Saying okay, and it has been embarrassing, not because you were the last game to play, but also in total performance so far here, it has been very, very, very poor, and you wouldn't be far from right. So you see the word say, "Yeah, go or my gun and say as a stance, we've not been convincing, and our attitude on the field of play need to be piano." We have been very, very, very poor. But legend, Pacho, you see, and I think a reporter, during the mid-show, mid-morning show, about Sibiana team the air prepare ahead of the game, me assure say, and normal be answer that answer, with respect to Sibia coach, friends Milu, set up in the team, okay, me catch a man around no pass, likely sa branch friends could feature any bit me about starting lineup on him. But aside that boy, no, na me want a lot of changes. Per training session, and I mentioned Enrano. Na me want a lot of changes. With team no more. But our branch friends could feature there on several occasions. Co training grounds so now coach ne any special time, any attention. And the my branch friends could feature until line up nearby. No, me assure so beauty you made in Enrano. Not on your surprise. So our branch friends Joseph Pencil. A free lineup with him, Emma Branch friends could feature Ebaba because it was something now coach friends Milu practice with training grounds on Wednesday, on Thursday, and then you who saw Branch friends could feature a party game no Ediama Ghana Blasters. But legend, my main code said there has been this discussion on the incident a result here because you started game Ghana national team Ghanaians were so much under pressure, but we were able to accommodate that 10 minutes pressure into the game the first goal. But in the die embers of the game on that incident say baby media that was the same place an incident in ACS, so we were very much close to the incident. Adena ACS a result to here into that late equalizer no. Na ye bensa incident ne pa. Na near ten say captain of the team actually mono. Abrantia ye friend say Kofi Chere was on the floor. And the more expect say omo ball ne eto outside no ball ne to abonten no. Enka Gabon for the far ball no sanso de Pema Ghana Blasters. But then they decided they say ombe ball no makwa kwese because at the time na ball no ekita Ghana Blasters and we are not under any pressure. Ball ni kita branch friend say Baba Rahman. But we decided step for fair play we send a be on betting attending to Ghana player now that form no or ball no eto abonten. There was no cover at a point at Omoje ball no move breaking no. Na play bien no betting and stop play the entire blaster made for the singing na omo be good be incident in see. So at the very moment Gabon for the PK ball no na ye need any single player obetting and stopping the movement and the runs of Gabon for counter attack no and resulting into that late equalizer na omunya no. But legend I think say now she game ni na I brought a friend say Idrusu Baba. You started game na me Sadek Adams sports Obama na ye shake game na me net ye shake game no. You ball first 15-20 minutes na catch up say ball na ye ball no. Game ni nyina I branch a friend say Idrusu Baba and e boy game no. So in the second half the very moment of pickers are knock no. Na osigna technical team ni say ultimate mo game ni bio no. Me catch up say this is a big blow for Ghana Blasters. In your introduction me hu say na o can be about boy na friend say Idrusu Baba. Legend, in my opinion, Sena Idrusu Baba ejina game anymore. There is no way I'm gonna join some players na omunyina be di incident in echi. They all came at that particular spot and say omo ba be shey yesi. And to the very moment omo break and na Ghana Blasters any a cover. Maybe opinion and say the focus and concentration of Idrusu Baba. So ojina game ni for 90 minutes because legend, I'm not giving a share, you know. Abrante Professor Thomas Partey was completely out. He has been awful in 180 minutes. And this is so bad, it's so terrible. At this stage, Utiminya a player, ne caliber etisa Thomas Partey, I about 180 minutes in 2 games. I was extremely awful. And Abrante Professor Idrusu Baba in Medford, he was the player trying to pick the balls. He was the player trying to distribute. He was the player trying to tackle. And to be here in Medford was about Abrante Professor Idrusu Baba. Thomas Partey as a Medforder, he could not tackle, he could not win balls, he could not give simple passes. It was beyond our imagination. So what is the one as Abrante Professor Thomas Partey? He was extremely poor. And I think that let me know the best of West right to describe how poor Thomas Partey was. And to the very moment Idrusu Baba film no, maybe na me sense a lot of fear say bibia betmesi because ye need cover, ye need somebody to protect our back line. And unfortunately it happened that way. I mean legend after game no in 90 minutes we went back to the press conference and coaches in Edin Komo kakra na question back when nyina ebusa on the incident with respect to Gabon Fogo na etime bae no. Gabon for coach Mayetias, yes, on the day, said the money can be no in the French books, you know, omunim anything called fair play. Now, say fair play of football, man, Ghana Blasters were wasting a lot of time. Naninino, it attributes to lack of fair play. So we shouldn't lecture him about fair play. So, legend, when you talk about fair play, what the game nature, you know, say fair play is something that is not binding on the referee. It's not bad. It's only fair that we put the ball outside. It's only fair, say, you better respect your home on the field of play. But say referee no ever quality that shot and say this no. Sometimes the referee can easily ignore it because it's not binding on the referee. And see, now me name why Ghanaian players are not more reacting to the referee. He can decide to allow it to go because it's not binding on the referee when it comes to the issue of fair play. And you lose much more focus and concentration. A similar thing NEC here in Egypt 2006. Ebra Ghana Blasters and Nigeria share. Na yenya foul just right outside the 18-yard box. Na Taita will prepare for the free kick. Na Ghana Blasters won. You lose concentration. Opija ball on the tournament. Then Ghanaians were out of the tournament in 2006. it was a similar thing. We lost total focus and concentration. And you don't expect referee to say fair play, strictly obey apply, and not maybe also apply. It is just fair play. It's not binding on the referee. So legend, that was the incident. And then report on Gabon for coach in Edemaye. But on coach Semilo, legend, during the press conference, yet your boss you busa a series of questions, about 20 questions, and a Ghanaian media. Ya lie it me busa coach Milo. Me personally, I asked him one question. Legend also gave me at a point in the game, Abrante Francis Kamadin, he was the player that was trying to take on Gabon for defenders, especially in the second half. But he took Abrante Francis Kamadin out of the game. I personally asked him, say, Coach, why is it that at the point when Kamadin was trying to warm himself into the game, trying to take on Gabon for defenders, we didn't free game? Then legend coach in the catcher, I said, Kamadin has similar characteristics to that of Abrante Francis Joseph Pencil. And it was just fair. Say Kamadin beat me from other players about Abishim. No Matiabo, and there was no problem with that. Yebusano on the issue of late substitutions. Or catcher said, no, every single player is ready for the course of Ghana. And in crucial stages, the dynamics of the game, and the better time also any changes. But clearly, the Bianca has the tactical know-how of Coach Milo and was formed as compared to the first stint with Ghana Blasters. Because watch 2 games in Abona. Me catch your legend. First game a boy against Morocco. Abrante Francis could feature a warm-up for 60 minutes. And Obi could feature Pierre who said he was very much comfortable on the ball. He wasn't bad at all. In actual fact, in terms of defensive work in method, he was far better than Thomas Partey. In terms of controlling the game, passing and moving the ball, he was far better than Thomas Partey. But the question is, against Morocco, Sir Branty Francis could feature a woman for 60 minutes. Ishaku a woman for about 45 minutes. No one could bet you or be impact on the game. And Russell or Chanya Kopim say, Timmy Francis Gabon. Enya equalize and before all transfer of changes. Now the question is, must we always wait till say you better continue this late goals and sana coach Francis Milu at me I substitutions na that is the question I need yenina busa. Now legend the next question I busa and say in the dying embers of the game me who say Abrante a friend now Jonathan Mensah, center back of Ghana Blasters. Warm up for about 10 minutes. That was from 75th minute and I copy him say Bobo Bonegi. And then who said Jonathan after a warm up legend. Jonathan warm up and then catch and say, as at that time, I brought a friend and said, and the Yadom as the right back. Gabon Fone used to channel to attack them. So and the Yadom clearly will be a share body piano and we said the Yadom were bread. And it was the channel they used in attacking Ghana. So I was thinking, said Jonathan Mensah will add up to the 2 center backs, send a baby to many 3 center backs, no be complemented the effort of Andy Yadom at the right side of Ghana defense. And now me expect to say coach in the best are changing. Coach is looking at the dynamics of the game. They first said they could accommodate the pressure to the end of the game. So that was the response. Once again, Coach Jefferson Milovan Ravat. We asked series of questions, but legend, clearly Ghana Blasters lack a lot of things. In terms of our midfield play, in terms of our attack, we lack a lot of things. But the issue happens to do with Thomas Partey rule. Legend, Emra Thomas Partey, Omnisport Ahijo Amido Stadium in 3 different positions. None of them with me boy. Or started as number 8 when Timiambo. It drew to Baba free mono. You withdraw the kakra in a defensive method when Timiambo. Then coach action Abrante friend said Kofichre Eba number 8. And Ode Edmond Ecobo number 6. And Opia Thomas Partey to number 10 row. Yet Thomas Partey and Timiambo. Legend, we are talking about AFCON here. We are talking about Ghana Blasters. He is supposed to be the biggest player in our team. So he cannot find himself in 3 different roles in Blasters method. Number 6, poor. Number 8, poor. Number 10, poor. So there's nothing clicking for Brante Fencer Thomas Partey. Then on the issue of Partey, we asked the coach, he said he has been extremely poor. Ni take on Thomas Partey tournament so far. Coach in the catcher said legend, Partey will come good. He has had a bad game, but he will come good. But legend tournament in a year, and upon now we choke as he said, you are still surprised, or you were surprised why Partey brought to that length of time. Or further, no. Coach and assistant, he believes he will come good. Tournament here, I've seen a lot of superstars. You move me name what is happening. I'll coach a first Milu, even when the player is extremely poor. Nothing is working. Yet the player plays for 90 good minutes. What's a your players on bet me about very game, no? So that is the situation with respect to a normal course in 90 minutes. Any press conference, any coach a first Milu, and so after the game. So legend, that is it about the game.
Busane said it's about post-match. And Nema ACC ya Emma ye strike and a red card. Emma a day in Tinuania Bufusho a buyer no. Saying a blast as a brain for I can't find.
Let them say during the press conference and Yebusa coach on the incident said now were you happy with the attitude and the conduct of Blaster players at the time referee a board a whistle say you big game nina coach Neka said he wasn't happy, but then when say emotions and looking at to be a game ne kwa any go na a buy and a kwa go ne fast so a buy the players emotions and override day or more kasa the rare attitude and so that was the response of coach Efense Milu at the Mayan. But ocean management members kakano muchina ho, especially Pierre Henry Asante, they have decided that Komo kakano ni against that or many players never tenase just to calm them. Say in those situations, they have to control themselves. Because legend, we cannot hide behind some incident in a sea, to write off all the bad performances of Blasters as you yet me found fair play. They have been extremely poor, and Enra Henry Ed decided say yes, when they go in their report, they will sit down with the Blaster players, no more being more in case of those movements and how they will control themselves. Because legend, Era game now that incident, the day you could have been shown a record, our captain of the team, he could have been shown a straight record. It was bad. So I was so that is what Henry is telling us. They will try sit down with the players and try to have that communication with them. And I understand, sir. Over a friend said Ketokaku, the FA president, is planning to meet the media any moment from now. I actually don't know the specific time, but we've had this communication from the FA president. So hopefully, obey me Asia media no. Now, so on your opportunity, so Baba be sharing our Marseille hotel, baby, there. You personally put it across. Say the attitude and the conduct of our players, it's becoming too bad. In our first game, it showed. In our second game, it has, showed. So I also with me here, and so about legend me patcho. We communicate the feelings of Ghanaians. We communicate the feelings of our senior journalists and our brother journalists in Ghana. To Ore friend secretary send a pair of betting deliver some message, to air boys our more company legend.
Okay, Kofi. There's a much one no man ba no maka, but Ghana have back home there. You free say and ra sa scenes na no parks, Omo and represent Ghana ye. Omo ko go ye ni mu ase. Minimum amwemzemo hunu sa ye wadi hunu say ngu ase papa wo akoi prayer ya ukobo bro ukoye kra e ka ye bo hunya bo no kra wo mobi wo bambe di time kakra bi a se wakoto to blood red card wo mobi ka nya kakra aduane ne ade a wo ye wo mobi wo ba ya Ghana on kai say abakwasem da ben ye ko tournament na Ghana players ko kunto ko park so see.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Legend.
Yeah, legend. I think say a genuine concern. ye power has say ye brother me gidi say you better because players in we na omu free pitch and so be rata na enim no na ye catch ebinom and ye we press conference and so omo kwakọ from pass na ye ni ebinom di nkomo me guys are branch friends come out din ye nya no along the way na okọ they we try to catch him for a short interview ye pusa na say how did the game go who game they say also no go back to the referee see the game see the goal they scored so they all believe say goal no mo say you know it was too poor on the part of referee so bit nya allow sad you know amana see but I know na me so make catch up say probably they forgot and said fair play no legend it just check fair play in those moments and it's never binding on the referee certain and also what you see. So you are supposed to always stay alert, very focused, very concentrated. So that is the situation. You will wear things omo pie every further no so omo kwata na nim nyana no. Omo toto omo nsa. Even at the time ye the day you are film. Now or tenant and such a match commissioner said, have you seen the one go no? So we saw worst moments. E wa ha say, but say na medical aka no. Omo betimi aba na yetimi ayesa deliberation no. At the moment, in a legend, and no more question in the set. Oh, say a third game never cost or Garua. Your third game never cost or Garua. It's about 18-hour drive from Yaoundé to Air Garua. And initially, Nampennifono were suggesting say either flights or say a go by road.
Flights go by road. Born no born there by road ball.
And as a source of punishment,
18 hours. No go by road. That was a wedding. Man go for play piano. Go by road. All of you, media players, okay. DFA, ministry, all by road.
Well, legend, I think that would have been a sort of punishment. Initially, the entire more contemplative road in NSA. Security issue kakrawa ha me sure say back from legend you are always reading and to winning the situation in Cameroon tina yes sense some security threats in the air but just yesterday before Blasters game no my resolve sa issue now like they said you go by air and to say if you are going by air there a 2-hour journey in the air and you bet me you be free here now me adoma on Tuesday morning like they said Tuesday morning and you be free how to Air Garua. Then on the plane body reporter me say catch say after a medical team ni egusua omo assess a branch friend say Idrisu Baba to see the fitness level of Idrisu Baba. Legend say a hamstring there, you know what it is. Say a hamstring there definitely about 2-3 weeks there. Edia branch friend say Idrisu Baba and that would be a big blow. And to me follow our reporting because legend and I able give me consistently. I kept on telling Obama say Oba give me a boni na Idrisu Baba that is the boy, that is the player. Onunti na Ghana Blaster team Bobo ni bi. Because he able two-man method. Thomas Partey ni Idrisu Baba. And the method was only Idrisu Baba. He was the one tackling, the one winning balls, the one passing, the one driving, the one covering up for defenders. Idrisu Baba. And at this point in time, you name the fitness level of Wakasu. And to see Idrisu Baba, Ghana Blasters any defensive method, a refined defensive method for beating your ball. And at the moment, we cannot rely on a branch of friends of Thomas Partey. Quote a friend Semilu. Me a sure say who or my friend say Comoros because before the Blasters bebono. But they are not present yet. Yenim one and middle ever tonight. Some 15 minutes to the end of a Comoros game, no. And a coach a friend Semilu ever turns into Obesha Comoros and or my friend Morocco. And me a sure say he has seen say Comoros for it. They are not a bad side. They are not a bad side at all. Also, my first game, I'm play against Gabon. My second game, I'm play against Morocco. They are not a bad side, but it's just because I'm like a tournament experience. It's their debut tournament. It's the first time I'm making an appearance at the tournament. And so I'm need their experience actually. So with the formula Blasters as shown, see, I need something extra, something different. Legendary. We all have our doubts. We are so much confident. We are still hoping. But see, I need something different in our team there. The worst could happen. Honestly speaking, we are not happy and we cannot hide this. we are not so much happy with everything and also our Blasters team. So legend, that is the situation over here. But as the Ghanaian, we are only confident, we are only hoping that Blasters will come good against my friends at Comoros. Legend.
Govi, yeah, that's it. Say Mabom 80 hours by road Nagua. Modia, Yabompa, Mamunya Bamun is any may. Namunche, Ade Hajins Wako tournament, Nazi Oba. Momo Modena, Comoros, Omuyi, no Munchiminia good results. Nine Memoir, Muntamukaka.
Yeah, legend, my minstrel said, what the or party number. I pray where you are crying. And see, I pray, coaching to me drop in. Also, I'll boy your bar in Kuyi. Now, Mr. Robert, me a fair party of phone so I can.
But then one a mad the pass is going.
Oh, legend, oh, legend.
One pass, one I had the assist of the day. The go by.
Oh, legend. You see, a no man I course what I say in a draws. See, the discussions in a course. For instance, a player like Andy Yadom, and at some point in time, legend, during the game, Andy Yadom epic knock. Meaning whether the tempo of the game is not prono, so meaning that game is not switching. But let me say this, legend, when I'm trying one answer, be busy in my Gabon for coach, during the press conference, and I asked him, say, or channel attacks through the right side of Ghana defense. Now, Mibisane said, we identify Ghana right back as the weakest link in our defense. Now, who say he is a French, and to the French in a mass explanation. I'm here to get exactly what he said with respect to that question. Now, Mibisane, put it on platform is that those who are able to translate that because I want to channel my task in now. But the question is, legend, Philemon for any role in this Blasters. Even in difficult moments, I hear right back, putting that the right back of Ghana is extremely weak while prayer with me ball. But then, now was so 90 minutes. Now that was the channel they used to get the equalizer. So right back or more attack right back and the Yadom Kopim said they had their equalizer. So the question is, what is the role of Philemon Bafo? Legend or yet then? So Thomas Party and who comes in for Thomas Party? We don't have a striker, more than about 3 strikers, about 3 center forwards, and I'm with Ako, Regiment Boachi Yadom, Ako, Benjamin Tete, Ako. Yesterday, the day Ayu was forced to play a number 9 role, and clearly, so legend, watch Bruno Manga, winning Bruno Manga. A mobile point game, they expected, and the bad issue is that Gentimi initiated attack from the back. Say their goalkeeper, Francis Wallacott, Archibald, near possessor from the back. Yete bona near balloon bono near expected said the day I do never pick up on sometimes or Moko Jordan. In any of these 2 players number whether Jordan or another senior brother the day you know. I've got a friend say Bruno Manga height, and John Terry more heights and a Debo Premier League. And the everyone will real or Tentenica Club, you know what Peter or Pimbono, every Abrantes friend said the day, and Jordan did so. So everything was extremely poor. And minim how a 10 game, and then a little bit of gym work, kakra, any shake up, hotel, and municipal annex for training session. Nami Adumo China and Ombapa has a for training session. And to China and Meko once again to have a fair view of severe training session in Besiako. And after that, legend, I'm sure said by Monday, Nami Adunas Oba, I could give you better accounts of how a team prepare for a Comoros game now, and because of our Garua. So far, so good, legend. I think everything is okay in terms of our welfare there, and yet bad. But the performance of the team now has left all of us so much disappointed. Emeka say Kokoka from the Bram crazy legend. Wow, uni ana Koko. Intimidate. That's the situation.
That's it.
But
was it? Cash the one still ana.
Oh chief.
No, that legendary.
Oh, unim say at this stage there. Enter minim so be show kakra nti ahaya
apart from the SEO is still IATT.
Oh, now legend say you advance here. Definitely minim say you leading a powerful management team of.
I don't suppose na the choir plus the SEO is winning as
Oh, that be crazy. So this again, you are leading a powerful management team. Mamo is the fire #1 radio station in Ghana. Me sure say more representative in Cameroon will be one of the most resourced personnel I was see.
That was very handled through there. Yeah. Kobe Adasipi, thank you. Yeah, the day response at the press briefing in Milu now for your discussion.
Were you also watching the game? So you know what happened. A Ghanaian player was on the floor, right? We had the ball. We put the ball out intentionally because our player is on the floor. So what do we do? When the ball is coming, you take the ball, Gabon, you give it back to Ghana. Simple as that. So we are waiting for the ball to come back, but the ball is not coming back. And they play, and that's how they got their only open chance of the game. That is it. So it's very small of them, very small. I'm disappointed in them, but no problem. We are Ghana. We are going to win the last game and go through, inshallah.
Someone will say, as footballers, you should know the laws of the game, and you know that fair play is not something that is compulsory for the opponent to do. So as players, you should have been ready for the action and not expect that they'll play the ball to you compulsorily. What do you have to say about that?
When you look at the negatives, as we always do, that's what you say. But I think 99 times the ball is given back. If not, we having the ball, we will not put it out. That is the logic of it. We had the ball, Baba Rahman has the ball, and he's alone. Nobody's pressing him. He can hold the ball, we can go forward, we can do whatever, but he puts the ball out because our player is on the floor. Simple as that.
But same as in the first match, lack of concentration in the last 10 minutes, cost us. So after all, we won 1 point, and I believe with the victory in the last match, with additional 3 points, we can go through this lack of concentration in the last minutes. But you have to take into consideration that Gabon team should have given the ball back to us, due to the fair play rules. So the lack of concentration of our players, and we ended with conceded this goal. So as I said, we have to stay strong, keep our chins up, and concentrate and give our best in the last match. Whoever plays for the team, it doesn't make a big difference, It's not only about the names. Look at this competition. Most of the teams are playing very good games, and there is no big difference. You see the results here. So definitely every match is a tough challenge and close competition between two teams. So it's more about the team. Doesn't matter who plays. The question was whether coach regret because he took this job, it was a very little time, before this big competition. And the answer is, of course, not. We didn't have everything as we planned, especially these preparations for the AFCON was shortened due to FIFA regulations. The players were allowed to stay in their team, so we didn't have much time to spend with the players. But definitely for us, it's important we are in contention for the World Cup. So as long as we have the chance, we are thinking positively, and we are hoping for the best. We will analyze this, of course. It takes time to analyze everything. It's not a complaint, it's just a fact. Before this competition, nobody considered us as favorites, of course, and many were thinking about Ghana as underdog. Of course, we always have faith in ourselves and in our players' ability. This is a team that is growing, and we will fight until the last moment every match. So for us, as I said before, it's important that we still have chance, and we are all aware of that. So we will do our best. We will motivate the players. We are all aware how important this is, and we don't want to go home. So we want to stay in the competition, and we will do everything in our power to make it happen.
Well, fine. That's what we know.
Okay, you
I'm a Jibo Mreman.
I'm a Kablasa on Sansan.
Sajana Black, you go.
Oh, no, Lord of Ogunti. I'm not done.
Joe, men debut her uni.
Of course, yeah.
You'll be all.
Baby,
yes, I in at the table.
I don't know what table.
No gas or hand, man. You have the two. Bamba then, Jesse.
Yes. And the way I was seriously, we and me do whole late today. Me do an akabe 5 minutes to end the game. Say maybe I'm saying very late, but me do too.
And I was so impressed. And my men chronom for us. But the idea buy no, or the buy a call chronom and rano, energy catering service. Me assure you say the chronom there, Ubia Genatum, the Animan energy catering service, and they say chronom Ubia and Rasso so chronom my 4G and Yoma baby course or on the wunya, the padom say no mu treasure baby fakwa. You do ultimately make key judgment from certain situations. Especially say yeah for the football I discuss football na esa be the national team enyoma bebre ekoso wo ho enura se me fa that aspect na be conclusion is say be ma boda the spirit of the nation backing any national team on this planet to win a tournament in Ghana any BB at this stage as a minim menu anamne na mo enura Sergio na me ka che ne say Ghana said the Yema in the city. No, you were 2 clubs. Ever Ghana has seen. Our most supporters, Edo Mutim no, change the national team. And your man, so all aspects of our football when it comes to decision making. Ama the former FA president, Urako Sinantechi, a hero. Zutu, you come on the Empeno Kreka. And unim sa dynamics na debia o the team beko tournament no wa create enemies for the team but a man from person beti sa de no me debia me ka se hwe dodo o ye FA president o beti Blasters management committee o be wo esco mo be fa coach be ye there the president of the association will say about the selection of the coach mo because at the end of the day and they are Black Stars we say Black Stars ent me anye tournament na and I ent me anya de tournament ni ma nipa bebo ni din wo Ghana hapa ye ketukreku and me yeso say onim be ma boada hwe say Black Stars ko tournament now free ko player into ket for free house player so kan
omunya de kura
the moment abe free team ba ko player no make sure so be allocate another position for a player from Kotoko Anase has.
Captain on opportunity.
Me say the moment I say yeah dynamics to different. And they po there are section of Kotoko supporters they want the Black Stars to feel just
because don't play him.
Yes,
but that's not fair.
And now referee say Ghana and Nigeria e wa Accra Sports Stadium. When at that time me say in the local league has had the best player, the best right back, the best left back, 2 best center backs, the best midfield, the best attack. Black Stars in Nigeria hire wa Accra Sports Stadium. Ne fellow in Seje de ko tena bench from Asante Kotoko. Ye ball game ni we na game ni ball draw no. Kotoko supporters Jones Atukefi. Na Kotoko supporters is celebrating.
Because don't play a movie.
Idea da ho. Now on how many times any unfair go play or Black Stars are Razak Kabalora Eko da Ghana ne Morocco aye cross your Chiboye or Chiboye to Morocco for Ibushi. How supporters were happy. Idea that na say we win. Eti the last time I call major tournament Saudi ABC in the wisdom of the former FA president Urako Sinantechi. May you sure say now you're close to the Black Stars. Say the house player beko dia yemfa Kotoko player nka ho say the Kotoko player beko dia yemfa house player nka ho
na to you
omo de omo na baby okwari you omo support to you no emu be 60% omo support Kotoko na house
Zach Sanity.
Oh yeah there are some that support Kotoko and some support us and
do what you pa but no open back or ten back
oh me kwari you ni.
But between the two of them, open back or turn back.
Oh, me have always been RCU.
Enra, me too. Time I gabon for
me musa the open no. Just that open back or turn back.
We me your factors be brab to bit me account, but we one area person me touching it. Enra nazaki to na se ate o. Me sure so man no mu gina krono man no mu hwebo ni nyina. Dodo na e Ghana for. Foreigners a woman crown, Mr. Tomu 0.001%. I no more can one almost your bony me. Time I Ghana she go no. anytime Agabon take ano time be pa na man for celebrity e time Agabon show
take aro go for any day
omo ne ebu some semboa
hey
the pan ni je pa na boys ni aje wo
na dey na ba yi ya
bese me dwunu na me tiase afi na me to am say adam bo no ye bo no be kuro fufu so ana
e dey na si se chedumase
on the meche enti na me ka say Otuo there are some political dynamics in our game. We are FA president, especially when it comes, and I won't frame him through bia.
But we are sure say a nuntra.
Me say say me
Otuo players in the munja.
Me a fan of traditional media, me a fan of social media. It's when me make assessment on this issue, I me compare him, you know, and how nipa be na age na ho anu Otuo. Because of what the young fan say, umpo. Me who say the means in channel. The majority of Kotoko supporters be free that can yi meboa. Me fa on the not to make a be free that can yi. Until the fan area na run here your commentary na your
Kotoko for bedoso.
So what tell me say pass it to other areas. Because for once Otuo enra me drew me
area. But tamale dia. I'm support because of a bagman.
No, they are also angry.
So Nyabimbo.
Very, very angry. Say you want to keep our best player away from us. Tunisia come out what stance more
in the league.
Yes. League what the stance more on interest not stance more. Meanwhile, we are also suffering. Or quite league is a winning. So you can't take our best player for us to struggle and go and leave him in the stands. And you also bomb say, it's a bomb say, yes, I'm momentum. So they'll pray that when you free the momentum.
Oh, yeah, Algeria, no friendly match.
Oh, man, last 5 minutes.
We a leader now, Okoto, sa position, especially when it comes to your Black Stars. Sanyo ma we been Otuo. No ma say won Sano.
I don't think say Chinchinanchi has player Kotoko player and Kobe. One of the reasons, but no
men can say utie statement me say a part of factors
yes, that I will agree, but there are strong factors. Kotia the F, you know, and the Black Stars today. And on social media, I was reading somewhere. Say an ESCO member. Make a statement. They say, "Time Kotoko lose to Africa."
And then you know, I'm
ESCO for FA for a two party. Kotoko any league has the almost two party. So the law of karma and the air jumano. This one.
Where there is a Kotoko factor?
Huh?
Where there is a point about Kotoko?
Sometimes because one of the it's not that there is some player anchor home.
The whole cast is here. Me sure say you will fair point in the crow.
No,
the player and come. So, pay us muncha.
And I'm say,
you call Lusu, you know, almost 3 pay us.
I know, so the remote.
The issue is they don't wish us well.
So they different from player and come.
No, it comes back to
no.
I'm saying we are saying the same thing. Uche mwenye the man in ye say, yeah, friend, I'm free players. Ye did see a player and ye better than Omo Efrem. So pay us muncha. Ye kobo ya you lose you and almost 3. So they don't like us. And therefore, yes, so we don't wish them well.
So two different statements.
No, but then that comes back to
no, but you told me one of the reasons because it was open. So an ESCO member a can't answer for us and go to go home. It's a Kotoko supporter.
Oh, yeah.
That's what the ESCO member said.
Yeah, it is true.
Which I personally heard it.
Say.
And the video was out there. I think the
Black Stars does not belong to any ESCO member.
No, but some it's the law of karma and say, "Woman running football, and they also was successful. Who should you Bonino will come to you."
The Black Stars as the Black Stars is our national team.
It is.
And maybe na ura Jaula.
Yeah.
Lepora. Ayana na badla. Aye ura Wenyamiche. aye Kwesinya Ntechi, aye Nyahota Makulo.
Yep.
Ni nyina free tete ebesi nne. Yes, Ghana aje 4 times. Ghana aje 6 times. And this will be baby 4 years be na so no nti on we see well. Obeko.
Yeah,
they will still remain.
The successes of the Black Stars, no. Because to the FA president also success. And the feel
your man no success.
Your man success at large. Mejitum.
So yeah, let's try to let people understand. I'm saying to you, for instance, you say Brazil at the World Cup, say. Oh, yeah, Brazil near. Oh, number be you walk with your chest
out. Yeah, of course.
Your head high. And everyone and every president of Brazil.
Yeah, maybe the kind of
Egypt added this number of times. And now Gabon for ya. This is what we call support. And Kwadam Penini Maya almost support the nationality. That's the pride of the nation. It will be by down 2 years, we now so nunti. O man and moi. Say that's not fair. I think we need some education.
Oh, that's not fair. That one is true.
Yeah,
but what that say about my church, how many parents are here? Yeah, of course, because it's a matter of me so me makuma. Anyhow, I handle. For example,
your fans the blast eye and maybe a cat there.
Yeah, the typical of supporter views.
If we win the AFCON,
and yet typical of yes, I did win.
If we win the AFCON, that's a fifth timer. Is it not for Ghana? You say someone and every president AFCON is the three after only Ghana G78 because but we won.
Obekai Sadi we are. Yebo qualifies for 2006 World Cup. Okay.
Yeah.
William Teru.
Yeah.
Kotoko.
No Kotoko, yeah.
Me some meeting is order to argue cheaper Silicon Hotel. Na FA president. Say yebo boy in started with Barreto. Emuna na Samadi buy. And San Yekodoya.
Samadi be ball Morocco draw no.
Yebo game bi. And the only local player then, if I'm right, nay William Teru. The FA president insisted so unfair than the Coleman. So Bekaya, because that time not than the Coleman, the favorite of us who supported. So I said the main person me say, football na e born Ghana hano, whether you like it or not. The padudu na e di football echi wo Ghana hano, kotokone ha supporters.
To some players home.
And as our supporters no, Mizoto, and they would kotokone ha see here. Me dey meji to me say, ha supporters who choose has over Black Stars. Kotoko supporters will choose Kotoko over Black Stars. So what did the mention say? It is a united fronter. The other dynamics of the game, they say, calling for united front. No, the moment you call a player from any of these clubs, they say you too. Baku fria. Plus other factors. On say, I say, we are sure say, or the fancy a tournament team. Any Afri has player, Afri Kotoko player. If they are part of the national team, will any of these club supporters wish say the Black Stars will fail?
Most of them.
No.
Because I'm from started Black Star, but when Black Stars situation started, I'm for a developed hatred for the Black Stars. And I remember time I said even President Erland campaign so open found me now they are Black Stars for World Cup and AFCON. I remember say other on air I said a very difficult to realize that amount. No. Acquire to the extent that the corporate Ghana cry after home. People are not willing to say hatred not started time I call World Cup by and it was not repaired well. From there, I'm gonna add that factors about the room. Because like you're saying, those days are now has to focus who think that Kosinantechi a control our Black Stars, not move free say the benefits were going to Asante Kotoko. So our supporters were also not in support of the Black Stars.
But what pare?
That has been the system.
Once a kwesi collapse in no. Kwesi time no. Yeah, collapse most times. Se ko to go player be ko pe has player be wo. There be your balance no. Say no manya say chenchina say we you. But just to make a case for something. Say what the mention say. So obi any for
I left my TV set after that bizarre Gabonese goal. Bizarre there. And I'm hearing it for the first time from you that one of our players was red carded. Yes, Partey is having a bad turn, but I think save the right back, who is the worst ever to man that position. Our team did well. Those of us crying foul about what happened are not complaining about a breach of the laws of the game, but not keeping the universally accepted fair play norm. We had the opportunity to sack that Yadom guy when he spilled trash, but we didn't take it, and I wonder why the technical handlers are not seeing what we all see about he's the worst ever. We will still qualify. In fact, as been explained by Siasia, one of the actions is an emphasis on the other. I've known this about various airfares and even political parties, but I've always ignored these destructive dynamics and supported every single national team. Please, let's come home. There was a match at Babayara. Siasia referred. Ura Osudoko. Was it Akasa? There was a match at Babayara.
Yeah. Remember what?
And the match is for only.
You share no game ni carefully. Also, me there. There be amekase. Players, you use suomo. Especially national team, no say unya time to be with the players. And to worship players, no. Ball mo club football. How are you use so more club football? No be use so more national team. Matiti Bebre and then one player who received the bashing of Ghanaians and the Yadom. In 2019, your ball tournament in Vienna, so Bekai pa blaster players and your ball members Nebini and the Yadom. A dear Nasta from 2019 to 2022, and then the Ghana for no more president the Yadom after say hesitate at the quarter-final stage. 2019, Benedi Yedinatem. And the answer is simple. Coach Kwesiapia, a Black Stars. This is how we use to and the Yadom. Is it true? Okay, I know that Kofa could just some more issue, but Kobo could just some more left back. No, per more options when attacking, especially from the midfield. It's the way and say. At that time, once Kwesiapia, most of his games say, no, you should partake as number 10. Yeah. Just behind the striker. Then the day you operate from the right side of the attack as an attacking winger. So who they mention no. It's Oboko Jwa Samoa. Whilst we both Jwa Samoa left back no, which even at a certain point, Mekai 2013 AFCON Ekobon South Africa no. Make it as a question on how we used to Jwa Samoa that positions are so free tournament in by one or frame. So person name is on that issue. And make imagine it and say no. See you soon as a left wing back, Juventus. Playing a left wing back role, any obo as a left back, two different things. It's immediate Oko Yusu Koja someone as left back Mantiase. And even in Egypt, na Mantiase. But what the Oye and say? Sagana a attacker. Koja someone joining attack no. And the Yadom stay. So when the strength of Andy Yadoma, Bizoto, so catch Andy Yadom so on attacker. One have a road just free no. But who assign say Oye defender? He's one of the best defenders here. I will Ghana team Mississippi. Now we can't say Mississippi. So Oba and the Yadom Nabo Jordan. Jordan doesn't track back. Jordan doesn't track back. Ope players Nibia, Black Stars team, tactically they are indisciplined. One of them Jordan are you.
Amatenos or Dominicano or Coba, Dominicano or Coba. You don't do that at Leicester.
Say no comes to.
No way.
Yes.
We can't know about the entertain. But you cause defenders in the NBA. Well, you don't do that at Leicester. But you was doing it. On more than 5 occasions.
Ejuma bia. Ejuma bia nye ba akofo adwuma. Aye nipa dom adwuma no. Mizutu. Ihia se nipa beso so mo nsa na obi ade apagya ne yonko. Enti untimi fa ba akofo nyina football mu. So we expect back for so no kwan na be bibi. And that's the reason why the greatest footballer me fusi in Lionel Messi is yet to win the World Cup with Argentina. So what did I say? He's yet to win a World Cup with Argentina. The only time Argentina boy as a team, a boy as a team no. How you imagine say they will not surround everything under Lionel Messi. Is it true? Argentina won the Copa America. And final match no. Messi had less contribution in the game, but eventually Argentina won the cup. It's football a team sport. And I was say players are. So no do obinam. It's Ubo Jordan Abo and the Yadoma. You are bringing a problem.
Afrani say the Ejibo Kano. I no correct. Ye ntimi nkobo bon lu suma money. na yenya beta mochi amamo de enrich mu CV. So as Antiko last year, you want us to also support you to brighten your CV as FA president with Black Stars? No. Share the yen support to Black Stars. So as a metia me who dream you. Since you won't support to Black Stars. Who support to the man kana okay. Opening remember my point about Milo's post-match public relations. Milo said after the first match that he didn't want to do unnecessary substitutions. Meanwhile, it was those substitutions he calls unnecessary he was required to do in both games to eat up the clock, and Ghana would have qualified by now. Remember how you used to adore Mourinho when it came to making late subs to disrupt the flow of an opponent's game and eke out a victory. They say they are but for the NTS and Guano true. These are bread and butter situations. Also, the most inexperienced coach knows shocking game management and PR from Milo.
Yeah.
Sadly, in the Canina Morino yard, no yard.
Oh, yeah. So, Tanko, no, in
say, only Bobo knows why your babies is here.
Yeah.
No, they are say one.
Especially some Morino lead you. Now, Cabe 10 minutes.
Or the young
so, some Morino to go take.
We'll have some near country.
They say Melody, and one of my catches, as a man of the panel. But Milo said,
had enough players in a dressing room. I say, Matsa Makwepa. Who would are you when you were subbed?
Yeah.
And the coach was there. Now, the day we now be Bibikako Bobia, no, now, yes, Milo, Kevin, Boating, my wine, and a million. Why, Milo, second come media, Obegia Katua, why, you so blue? Me and I'm the panels with them, my mother is so blue. Mila is so blue. And your mamma win. It is also that is Andy Adam situation. My main address is Pate, Pate is a bad tournament, and that is not the standard of. And what was it you tag? You tag. Yeah, they were striking. I change than you. You tag for the striking better than
Jordan had a very good game yesterday.
Oh, Muswa.
Based on where he was played.
And then one of catches in a position.
Yesterday he played.
What did you offer?
He had a very good game yesterday. Very good game. Unless
Masa Ubia Nadia. Yani apricot tournament. Your 1 point is Obia.
Oh,
I don't know. Can't say it.
Oh, yeah, man, I look like I say
Obia Nadia, Omunasa. Obia, who?
Yeah, Ghana playing a man of the match.
Man of the match, and I'm points.
It means that someone did well.
A man of the match, I'm points.
Someone
man of the match. Or pass a bomb, Obiaki, I said, Nenesi,
but when I shall go out about draw. I heard about drawing 1 point.
Next 1 point is
without goal and Kobanya 0 points.
Check his car, they call tournament. Nekoreka bon for the
and
say it's 1 point. You bought 2 my 1 point. Zana Ghana te. Are they Zimbabwe? So Obia Nyadi, Mama did you last
AFCON what they
Thomas Partey in a bad tournament.
First time
and with the two when you the standard of Thomas Partey, and he's the star of our team.
Still.
Now see a team no be anyone the level to say Thomas Partey. And a very difficult so say based on 2 matches now about into Thomas Partey on your style of the team. He's having a bad tournament, and the engineer also is having a bad tournament. He's not playing to his standard. I need say Thomas Partey standard no. May I sure say Loto, Bona Thomas Partey bono, Bona Thomas Partey bono. Say, maybe say and the year don't be an Ababaraman be neighbor. Nobody will talk about them. I can't bet hand up because they be on the year assistant. But this is not Partey standard. And me say, Enra. As I'm watching, make a similar comment on Thomas Partey and Memaka on how to use players. Player BR was said you sit here. Untimi fa carpenter ni enkoye tailor ni adwuma. It's in a football, you will departments, you will defender, you will midfielder, you will attackers. You can't change a defender to be your attacker. You won't get results. And now to me for attacker and be a defender. It's a bona jikubon wo echire ho no. Udi the day you be jina won't me more. Na bona the day you born anymore. Udi jikuko jina won't me more. Inti obia siswa ye will rose aye define him. On say maybe chewa de bi mezoto maybe chewa de bi about our play no. Ah mehu and say after games are martial or tournament ni nyina if there is a team in create space for the players a Black Stars team you too congested. You born and punish opponents. And there's something I was expecting for me to say Kamaldeen. The man no born how many know. Because Joseph Pencil not building the confidence in the tournament. It's the main reason why player will pace what me take you on players. Namilo Akko drop no. One of the worst players in our first game, I boy against Morocco, and the boy occupying the position in Jordan are you. Also, the name catch us say tournament who players. There be tournament who players. Jagito, be fair. Bona Joseph Pencil boy against Morocco.
Jordan or Momo de America.
But the striker is just talking about
because if it is West, then
good tournament. Yeah. I know there. I see you too.
No,
Jordan played one game that if it's the one year. Jordan what about one of Black Stars? Pencil or Bobby?
Or say, Pate a certain type of play. He's not performing well because he's not getting that space to operate. You can agree or disagree. In the case of Jordan, first game, no,
your board as number 9.
Meanwhile, Joseph Pencil, he had a very good game. So why do you take him out and bring Jordan? This is a very fair comment.
Then, I don't think it's that fair.
It's not fair.
And you're fair on Jordan.
Because if we drop Jordan, then Pate on your bad day. No, I don't know drop on.
No, Pate there.
And Jordan, you've seen Jordan many times in Black Stars.
Not droppable.
Jordan is not droppable at Black Stars.
We've seen Jordan many times in Black Stars. You Pencil no. So Pencil, a good game.
So you encourage
that game? Yes, but then the coach now someone work on so we Kamaldeen and Pencil now they play a similar style. Also they play a similar. Also tournament we share them.
Na boy, oba ni in a film better one so.
Na boy, so answer na become not just
na Jordan dey in film.
I don't know the American say.
Last time no dey.
If you drop Pencil. And it's a bad comment I gonna for it's unfair. A bad thing I gonna for you. Now Black over there. It's unfair. It's unfair to Jordan. Unfair comment.
Jordan in the Black Stars team or number 9. Number 9 now I mean who say you call tournament and wouldn't be born. Number 9 now I'm first game. So why do you sacrifice somebody to accommodate Jordan? Especially on the right wing. No, maybe and specifically Miwadiebi in the first game. Your boy against Morocco. Morocco started the game with a 3-back system. We are saying no ball with 4-1-4-1, which means I was say to me 4-4-2 flat. It also the day you know Nujina Jordan and Channel Mumia Nubako, the link up play. Otimi pijam kakra, and in the hold up Otimi pijam. By your own side, I'm why ain't not born your bony bimana as Aquaban and Morocco the day. And say now in the next game, Milo change statics and he wants to move with a 4-3-3 flat, which you need natural wingers. And you're 4-2-3-1 year bow. And then you're 4-4-2 be and answer, yeah, both 4-2-2-2, Ragnick move formation, Nibina, or be your right attacking midfielder. Oh, boy, with 4-3-3 flat, you need a typical right winger who is known for the position. It is officer Unje Jordan in Nia. And I say if he's a Jordan or Bonoma 9, I say M1. Why don't you use another striker?
I will be proven in the previous game.
And
he's a good winger.
It is strange. And
before I game now, boy, Black Stars journey to this tournament in about 2 games, 1 friendly game, then our first game at the tournament. 2 games now, boy, your best player was Joseph Pencil.
Yes.
Against Algeria, then against Morocco. He was our best player. Me say tournament ewu players, especially unknown players. Yeah, Joseph Pencil. Zoto, hwe. Enra hwe. Zoto. Sabo na opeke ye na. Look at baby opeke ball no. Anyhow or transiting into the half of the Gabonese.
Adida you say.
Me there be amekase. Enebo na me hwe no. Enebo na me hwe no. There is something about every single national team and club who are successful. Pacey attackers. Say ukobo slow attackers. Defenders are comfortable. Sabo now fire no. There are a lot of players almost 30 will give him, they will not have that pace to transit the ball from here half to Gabon for half no. And me there be amekase. Black Stars adeba kwa edi enya recent years. Players calling for individual success. After watching such chance carefully, and now how much Mizoto, what I've realized, they say the day was not ready to pass the ball to Joseph.
No. Okay, Jordan. No.
That is my assessment.
Zakito, no.
That is how I see it.
No,
This is how I see it.
You can make.
Obetimi. Zakito, obetimi. Let me finish because
it's highly unfair.
Time or passable on the man, they know. Not the day, the eye of the day. Not the body look into Gabon for half no. Joseph Prince to take lead. Then they did 10. Not 10 they are coin. I'm a wine. Because the moment you turn and delay on the ball, a chess who invite to be from here Ghana half no. So to pass the ball to him. And that is selfish play. That is selfish play. May I keep on saying it and you come on no crane amount from pen. Players asking for individual success ahead of the Black Stars and the idea know.
Since when?
Bizoto, you caught 2015 Cup of Nations in the final. I'm for referee.
Yeah.
Cote d'Ivoire said 2 penalties. Yeah, 2 best penalty takers at that particular moment.
Then
Ajimabedu and then the day you were fighting the Obebo last and Frank Acheampong Obebo penalty in the then Cote d'Ivoire took the lead.
it was the arrangement. You see, what
Arrangement
you message is allowed to do. That was the amendment. And you pay.
Yeah, change it.
I bet you coach. Who is it now? Let's get him. No, hold on. Oh, you are making things look like say Black Stars no. So be there, you can find and some fun. Obi there, you try and look so bad. And for the first time, a player. Or expecting one-to-one pass at Uncle.
This is not the first time.
And the person can say, I was going to say, Jordan, come pass him.
Oh yes. Look at this.
Meanwhile, before that is look at this. Let yourself pencil. Masa, the day you on your Jordan, I had the right to play for the Black Star. Based on performance. And they deserve to play.
At this stage.
Now, only the best performances of the interesting aspect is that before the day incident,
I think sir, he's been controlled by certain hands. Milo na me huno from 2019 to 2010 as Black Stars coach, you know. The man me G Milo D, the man me get you closer to Milo, and I keep on saying say that short period with the Black Stars, you know, me classify Milo as the best foreign coach to coach the Black Stars. It will be the second coming. Oh yeah, you know so. Oh, they said over jacket to
Striker, don't you think say me exceptions kaka about Milo the first time no the buy no? Don't you think say na ya ye adwuma bi egu honum ana obebuild upon it comparatively to say
my memo example
from Claude Roy to Adias last day under 24 no koye wo Egypt. Anyhow, or combining these two players in those
the fact that he invited under 20 players, Emma Ombeye part of the team. That's the work of a coach. So what as a coach or Benya confident.
I'm not saying so but there was a little bit of foundation. To foundation.
Under 24 and the same Milo is putting his shackle.
And yes, decline Sulemuntari. And yes, decline Sulemuntari. But because of indiscipline issues, Milo ye bold to drop Sule and put the die you. Or I feel like against an issue, no.
Yeah.
And yes, no more declining performance. But in discipline issues, Milo was bold. Nasa under 20 situation here working. See a body baby. Anya required a under 20 World Cup. We had a team that recently played the African under 20 Youth Championship. Yeah, champions. The best under 20 player at that tournament is a Ghanaian, Ishaku Fatau.
No man mubi.
No, the problem.
And no bem na extra time.
Oh, Siasia.
Onya go no.
Siasia.
You close that boy.
For Onya go.
Yenye close.
No, quite the manager final.
It is a Milo touch now. Milo touch.
I say round in by 1 minute happen. Growing no ko.
Oh, who's that growing? Who's take time?
The ten say.
That's
Say Milo no, onye Milo no.
No, that is
why you are in South Africa 2010 World Cup. Black Stars bass besi o ujina obo na senior players ene kura ayi ade na ice chess na the day ne nkora no mfra na 20 aba no omo ne nam ho ade ansi Milo say omo mbebo ball no ni kwa so mkura ade who say in the teams the young players na yes adwuma no mpanyimfo na ye that was Milo say why cocoa powder Milo is not cocoa powder. On your boat, Milo should tell us why he invited Philemon Bafo.
Now, Mr. Otuo,
you man or tete. Don't tell why he invited him or tete. As a the Okoje red card. It's why I box up for the team.
And Radia,
man can't cry. You never feel.
Mr. Otuo,
like you don't can't crap. But I said, barrier now.
Mr. Otuo, I did charming soon cry during the game. One or more left wing back, Obiang.
Aye.
The Real no City tormenting or that particular side because Jordan was not tracking back. Jordan
on a Juma tracking back.
I was even thinking about Coach Zakito Weber. And I was wondering, say, also normally in a team, say, you're born with 4-3-3 now about Kubo's right and left. You're not about Kunkoya, they swap. Now we're not call the other side. Now for front swabba. Milo tena se hwediya ma Jordan bohona ma Obiang fa hofa afi first half ni ne hona no mkreto mo chances ni na free ball
then agabon for this side is on be fa yen side osa
so don't say we
Jordan on track back
on say Jordan based on system now
and I midfield
and the other functioning well best game for Ghana yesterday
what yesterday
in terms of defending
what yesterday
look at the goal we consider
midfield no man left
look at the goal we consider
see the blocks
of course when the midfield na push goal
say person fair pa you see say okay say back wa then you criticize the other one before this incident. Now the best chance for us to score. Pace a ball one on your ball. Obi the pass na man. He cut in. About 2 players agent obi pass on Mabashe. Then Onuko ya
to the chance ni beja pencil there.
Person one was first. Person one was first the first over na.
I think we need to consider see Milo NFA. The game no assassin. The game has moved past pragmatic coaches. No defensive-minded coach is doing well in the game now. Conte, you were Tottenham here.
And
they are not defensive-minded.
What's
the coach is saying?
And yes, I agreed.
Conte attack you.
I agreed. And then I say after 2010. Guardiola changed the face of how football should be played.
Yes, Pep.
With his Barcelona team, how football should be played. It's a lot of coaches find the idea of Pep Guardiola to train their players, build their team. It's enough a majority of football clubs. They control games, make sure say, share the direction of play. Mete the Denisi can I say. Omo almost offer the other side to defend no. Ade omo want to say. To say Conte medine example. Conte had a pacey Lukaku. Conte had a pacey Lautaro Martinez. Milo Bebo 2010 no. He had a pacey Asamoah. Opoku Ajimai. Dramani, that Heart of Lions boy, Aminu Dramani. These were pacey players. It's not something the current Black Stars team with the same system you like you. Because when you call for pace,
who is like Asamoah?
Meba. Let me finish.
Who is like
Ghana? Who is like Asamoah? Let me finish. I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about names. I'm talking about style of play. So how your team need your pace? So Gabon. Sorry, Angola 2010. World Cup South Africa 2010. baby and your strength where how pace you so cool pressure now then we hit you on the brakes because your players are not more pace
now players
so for the current Black Stars team on say so they compare 2010 for bit to say they die you and they lucky pace the day a lucky pace and to say the day in 2010 and the star now is $2 million in 2010 no a bet me about the same thing in 2022 but we have other players on more pace and I may make us how they will say so for be say Shaku Fatawa aside how skillful our you know the ball is built on pace Ofa Joseph Pentela based on what we have seen the ball is built on pace Ofa be say Kamala Dina the ball is built on pace it means Otuo other than what these players how Milo where you see the same star and now the same set of players are or more the same star then you decide to drop these players and play other players or money pace to see how Milo person or ball and no na me yemu biji 2 years say the Milo dam watching and no is being controlled.
Captain Brema say won share that man papa. Last time mo me any invention na minutes.
I think first of all
every minute in where league matches kakra.
Me can say mu ache. Say Black Stars team na ekuta yen no. Yen ntum say the depth of quality no. And to say previous Black Stars are every 2010 Milo be coach here. And those years, the Black Stars are the Cup of Nations, no. Young Yuntum yes,
national team coach. Na Jumana saying Milo, a dear Jumana, Yademano. I'm say based on our submission, yeah, limited the role of the national team coach. Young Kwekche Kaka, few antecedents. Kwesi PS contract was not renewed.
Yeah. Because he failed to
players
he failed to deliver.
If you know on my own the Black Stars that we know.
Yeah.
Sika Akono was sacked
because of results.
Then we brought in
Milo.
Coach Oyet tried and tested according to Care to Kreku. Onyema Chamakwe.
No Sobolo.
No Sobolo. The dressing room is intact. He knows what is called quality. Why you be that into obey him?
Yeah.
Tine. Say tna niggas a blaster or into a blaster na. We will not be fair to coaches that we sacked.
I think to me I've never supported the idea of sacking because you appear that.
And they say yeah pamo mo akono. Yeah judge Milo so sa.
Of course me must make I mean come from Milo. But I'm talking about reality.
But the reality
yeah comparison me see I'm not saying that Milo is doing well. I'm not saying that.
Just imagine say KC ka akuna na cup tournament na Morocco share no
obo 1-1 Gabon
and obo 1-1 Gabon Sika go start o en frefre kobo no and na Morocco ko share no omu krom I thought that was 1-0
aye
omu krom
and
that's when no start and no o ka say sa match no o kwa yes so wan share be yi na di as the so kai ya
of course yeah
now when the match dey Sika di no I thought it was an away game man
yeah. That's in South Africa for you.
In South Africa, because you could lose 1-0.
Yeah, for losing to South Africa in South Africa. And they're the same and then the BJJ.
I'm not saying that after the tournament, Milo Bar, we should sing praises to him or glorify him for anything. I'm only talking about the play that we have today. And something that me can and say be a tournament to you, me limited to your tournament. The ACO tournament, I'm not surprised. Because I don't know me catch the enemy. Those players most of them are because of more form, no. I think most of them are going to this competition for the first time. So the experience in the competition they are lacking. For which I come out I can want me. So what players are in terms of take on in Europe. First 5 in various leagues in Europe. About competition, sometimes you need to struggle and find out say Japan. You see the point? It borders on that experience of the competition. A player at the competition, it is how Vincent Abubakar. Misoto at the time but you could clearly see say Toko can be. Look at how they have taken the competition. Look at how they are playing. Kamala Dean has been playing at any position as a winger.
Of course, it's saying. Never defended. Oh, Captain, tournament, who nya that game here? Who's on to Guanu? What is one time defended?
So I think say to be fair, we played against a teamer. In terms of performance there, it was the Gabonese. They controlled the game from the onset. Few times they burn. What I say? They control the game.
Second half.
First half, we have controlled the game.
No, first half was.
How they control?
They control the game first
half.
Yes.
Oh man, we never control. It was a 50-50 game. It was a 50-50 game. We never control the game. Better than them.
First half,
Why do I not control?
we're very comfortable.
First half we control.
Me see from the game I'm here.
As at here breaking for the first half. My wife said this is a game Ghana will draw.
Oh yes, definitely.
Because by the time I end the
First half,
we were so comfortable.
From the start to the end, game I'm here. Who maybe I see Ghana no control, but a good movement. Now momentum swing. Now Ghana bomb kakra.
Oh no.
Now Ghana bomb. Because in the first half. What the chance
First half we control the game. We control the game.
Chance be the
Especially we had even improved on your passing from the back.
We've improved from controlling the game.
We control the game from there.
We've improved.
You're not near trade direction.
Oh, Massa. Unless I watch the game. See, they played. We see in the first half. Over fan say 50-50 game. But the second half dominated. So I didn't see game. What doesn't get
by possessive play, no more about 38%.
Oh, man, I didn't see that.
First half they said first
I didn't see that.
I mean, there's a car for no there. A woman should not take possession. I'm saying I photo.
Get one there on the possession by saying Ghana.
Okay,
Good morning, Odasani.
Nigeria.
Jumera. Nah, no. What happened yesterday was very sad. A clueless and weak coach, selfish and egocentric group of players. And like second half, no coaching, you know. Selfish and egocentric group of players, and lack of proper teamwork has brought us where we are. Seriously, Milo is clueless and hasn't got the guts to substitute players when they are having a bad day. If we prefer expatriate coaches, then we should be looking at Germany, France, Brazil, Italy, etc., but definitely not Serbia. The Serbian coach is not helping matters.
Coaching
or Portuguese coaches.
Your problem in coaching, your problem in how we handle affairs of Black Stars in A. You could see. So Nina Kahon and Amma and the Ghanaians are losing that support on the Black Side because sometimes we have already maybe. So I was one team yo. I did to say simple. I said the baby ye number 42 or no more to na access can yakonya na ye dibie ni aba na anyhow. So you cannot sit down and see those things happen.
Gabon. Now a method of Baba Idrisu, Pate and Kofi Chire. One of the best passes, controller. I think Ghanaians saw him very well. He's a very good player. Actually, the bonus circle 2. No wonder St. Pauli they are leading the bonus circle 2. And no share number of assists away and goes awasha. He's good. On the party, you can say he was better in terms of the hold up.
Was better than
and passing.
Better than party standards. Any you know. We better than so mama says I mean you go I say you want to pass.
And he said who was hard training for this week.
Now assist
now all struggling the games to control games are I had me say coach a problem kakra.
This is a game
now me feel say I was say Milo Timiteki because he has changed because taking bold decisions a problem because I'm coming under in the second half after 70 minutes I said they win free
my dear mama I assurance me Milo na mu beba in our third game the Milo well there be one who says he say no
even if we qualify
no I'm saying that in terms of selection any idea no obey changes because
because the qualifying also tell that either we are going to meet winner of group A or winner of Group B.
No, Ghana, they are fine to my prefer. We don't care about those things.
This not you.
And you never to happen.
And that system where they be GD anymore. System
winner of Group B, no.
Winner of Group A, definitely
Cameroon or Senegal.
And Group B is Senegal.
You see?
Oh, where mu ya? You know that. Where mu ya?
Hey, Mr. Joe.
Ghana ever for me now. Last year, last AFCON, they acquire no. Tunisia grade no me grade A. Penalty mo di Ghana free mo. Moment match Ghana in 90 minutes or extra time. The before no the last one ani obi say no. Na Ivory Coast they were grade A. But they couldn't beat that Ghana
team. Tunisia team where as the grade A.
Oh,
after that time.
Yes, at that time.
Coming into the AFCON.
And to go and look at the FIFA ranking, they are still there. They are grade. What? They are can't be over Ghana and they.
Tunisia and Gabon young by all standards.
Oh, definitely, I know that.
And the name is up there.
Ghana.
The name is
Yes, Ghana. You form article form, but we are grade A. African footballer. And see your can't be over more players or more than Dino, and when I come to a tournament, say who will be
oh, and they say Ghana losing if you factor.
And Gabon.
And I can say you
Gabon coach. And Gabon coach in the
Gabon. In the first game, I'm on Baku. But because it was Ghana, I could 3-5-2.
What is a fear factor?
A fear factor.
No, it's not fear factor. Coach in this one, say Ghana intermission before the game. He knew.
Or realize to say. Reason why shift you to that system is or realize to say. Once your wingers in you when definitely they don't defend. It's Ubo and when I make about Guy Obo Motri Obiang. How dangerous are we? And then now here on the tormente yeah don't pa. On only the say what's no moon him the weakness of ye team no. Me ade ba kwa na am say coach bia woni team be ban fa hone the standard of the team. E so who the strength and the weakness of the team. Yeah no you need the weakness of the Gabonese team.
On your basis so
Timer because first half na kan 1-7 no. What they had
match performing then
see Ejibo bia na e withdraw.
Akwa be a match performance.
Performance analyst.
Ejibo bia na baba Edusu e withdraw. What they ahwe omon track baba Edusu. It's baba Edusu team be favor no. Then he start to see a play. Now you see a ball game now we invite two opponents no. Who possess a ball no will half. And then they party pass or the mad didn't buy no. Who possess a ball no will half can play pa. Then they will start coming. They unbelievable who's and especially club will be our boy in a 3-back system be able to they are. So who do ball ni bebrea. Who say ne me for the snake drop pe no more hold between no more any the 3-back. And then Pep Guardiola hone and so they call punish Chelsea no. But Champions League no one no. Say what the match na say. At the time I bought you possess ball no you have to invite them no. We were creating spaces in the half. Say the day you boy. They did against one man. He turned short goal.
We Baba Idris na 4-1 and na switch ko.
No, what I'm trying to say, I'm not talking about the system that we're playing. The style of play and the ball. Hold on to play, become in your build up, invite them because Gabon for no first half ni invite to be any creative space. And then the Jordan chance we know across here was it Kamaldeen.
Yeah.
Wasteful delay on the ball.
And there were a lot of technical fouls for Gabon.
Yes,
because of that.
But I think Baba Idris injury so affect here. We say Arsenal no expose you back for no bebrisa because now we have a lot of tackles, lot of distribution no here no to free mo no. I don't know any na hon dey na no woni bi no. Ano dey tackles no. Into buy no expose mo pa. Eti you need the fitness level. Anti
na Mr. Tio be say Zuzu o metu kwai 18 hours afa kwai. Ana
we am for place omuntumi nche.
Ntie mo mfa qualification. Oh, qualification they will qualify.
Oh, qualify definitely will qualify.
Munya definitely no. Your chances see be qualify.
Oh, you be qualify.
Oh, qualify.
Be ma boy dey be qualify.
Team no se go ani article.
O kan se me na me dey. Say, you be who the real Milu.
Oh yeah.
Third game.
Yeah.
And that game no, I'm expecting Milu say.
Obey changes.
On starting Saku. And then Joseph.
They say grow and cup.
They should play.
Abagna the audience still.
no Abagna should play. You see?
Obey stance.
You see, you pull my way.
Come on, stance.
You see, Abagna game. You need a muffler.
Exact.
That can take.
But I feel I'm on the same side with Uni Wakasu. Wakasu, and said that you fully fit no. I do maybe now information on the game no. Now you have 3 midfielders.
Wakasu yes in you can
energy level no and strength of the ball.
But he was training with them.
Who do more tournament?
He was training with them.
I likely say tournament.
I didn't go ahead.
And yes, a tournament in your by the way, Ghana chances of even moving forward now. As a 70% chance.
I'm afraid could say or sell my other mumu na cow stage now.
No aba. Too tough say to add up to what Striker was saying concerning why Ghanaians are losing interest in the Black Stars. As our politicians in recent years, I think our politicians are gradually warming themselves into our Black Stars. Politicians also don't cost says that which team was in control when the Stars show 56 points. See 56+% for Ghana and the rest for Gabon. Our final game is one of Tre, Fatau, Pencil and Co. I see Pencil doing better, even at the right back, if we choose to use him there.
Good games.
Captain. I am Kimbesa. Captain. Other Kimbesa. How much 2 games?
The tickets are also two
chess to
11 Wonders.
11 Wonders and to Kerala.
Reality, and I say.
Yeah, me one thing, and I after the game I spoke to one of the coaches. I said Mas Canada. Said because of Kimbesa squad no, I think no. They will suffer in the course of the league. And I told the coaches, and I said, I think me who fatigue kakra, ewo Kifisa play. And it was a game I think said Kerala did very well. They have very good midfield and defense. And I
watched the game on TV. Confidence be a Kerala for the Nyabobo. They are calm on the ball. They pass with ease. I'm saying, Kerala, certainly Yomunka, one of the best teams. But they were very relaxed and played.
I was surprised to see them play like that. And it was a game totally.
There's too much.
Said
Olympics and it has in our
so I see complacency in Kinfesa Tanker team. No complacency in
technical team.
Tanker team in terms of how
they select players.
Select players. I was say if allow expand those squad now. The about premium mean to mean kind 2,000 Olympics as Kinfesa. Since I give about premium. Others I think that cost should be 2. From 95 for Kinfesa buy one team Olympics, but I don't know.
Kinfesa 95 from.
95 also. I Kinfesa buy premium. Make since I've known Kinfesa. Olympics don't want to be Kinfesa.
Kinfesa I'm buy for front. That's on Bekaya. At least no. I'm ball Skelly ne. Basil Gambo. Because of match against Gapo our car. Skelly ne Basil Gambo. Na young team, but they were.
Kinfesa has always been playing like that. Youngest.
On Basil ne Skelly ko na ayi buy. Alaji de Nyamesi free Kotoko.
Course.
Nyamesi wo USA.
Oh, okay.
So no free guys.
Take over
no. Mexico.
They can get a Messiah.
Messiah so no about Chile.
So scoreline.
Nyamesi ne. Only Nyamesi.
Scoreline Kinfesa family no. Kinfesa family no hate pa.
Nyamesi go be Isaac tomato.
Debi. Chano. Nyame kwa Nyamesi o cheme.
Nyamesi
ubet ball no one.
Zakito say Zakito so is a 2007 year.
But the mates no wine.
Oh, Frank Boateng, teacher Boateng oba.
Obi Kinfesa ko yo mo se munim no. O guys
Labi Kumsin.
Labi Kumsin
Afrani Yaboa.
Afrani go so baby o za ko ni biso.
Oh, just our meet at the tuna.
Omunim sen onom say wa.
They don't impala because
Omzo na wo ka say.
Omunim minare omunim pa.
No for us because
we say at the tuna no mo from a ditch.
You for say
ditch.
We don't gather. Ditch that means all na
no they say Obama local ya Kofi no o de badenji ya someone denji ma nti den me no men Dutch nti as a tuna boys no kwa
but over how many Premier League matches good games and ever so
over you across from okay
has ne
strong man
has ne 11 wonders and ever me boy somebody can catch us a league mo omo I see the ball to form abo ball pa fa Bechem United na ma fa 11 wonders na kotokwa ba na the three sides ya mabo mu di omo wo 11 wonders nyaa ne say izotu asem me kan last time 11 wonders panyin bi frame but echiro no agi tum say no kure na America no Bechem United so how this season based on how much structure team no ebe omo sika sema at least bosh omo share players no mo di so kama nto mo mpom asem say sakra na omo ye de omo ye 11 wonders dey say the Bechem ye no league mu zoto 11 wonders betimi ayo be ho no kom na eku players no that is the difference between the two see at the ball to her pass here bo
11 wonders
take in face of omo call Techiman e be testify omo si two ne no omo consider na esua
na igna way
egina so go twene manso no
you don't touch no stadium
who na che
obaya rapa
and they disadvantage for dressing Biba stadium
igna de obo kotoko go breakum you
yeah eti one game 11 wonders will control the game they said there me sure omo ne Kotoko the first half they control the game against Kotoko second half na Kotoko be mo no omo control game na against us to see the Bechem control game no they will create a lot of chances omo ni Bechem ye pomo ye wasteful and few chances na beba has afom no to enye game a minim say has be control but because omo were experience has to take their chances because 11 one they say wasteful Kotoko ni Brekum Chelsea ewo eye Brekum last season Kotoko ball 1-1 ewo ho ope size in our local league it's difficult to beat them at their home grounds one of them Brekum Chelsea only said the whole of last season league normally lose to just one home game and that was to Wafa ko show mo 3-2 the home nyina mo lose one it tells you say even this season kra na nyoma nkoye no their home record is good and no na maintain no mo league nim bizoto momentum a shift at the Kotoko side kaka the last 2 weeks based on results no manya no especially after Aduana game no after that bad first half performance against Ashgood no omo bayin as a different side in the second half eti baby o Matthias no they on their omo nam the winning road no so me hwe Brekum Chelsea team amahwe in their last 2 matches omaba and they are picking up so said omo started league no enyoma estra kakra against Mediema omo hodu Mediema yi even omo lose 2-0 to us no they had a good game especially in the second half I'm expecting a tough game any game Kotoko be control to say omo control Aduana de no I'm looking at a slim victory be a 1-0 be and 2-1 be for Asante Kotoko okay. That game no yeah
but it's Kotoko to win
yeah
Zach
Kotoko in Brekum said since a Chelsea move call Brekum enye evenwa I who the more be please although they've lost only 3 there 2-0 and 1-0 the first season Chelsea score na mo 1-0 mo the league no the next 2-0 no mo lose that Kenya draw no mo draw 6 times Brekum so out of 8 over draw 6 say
that is average
so it's no enye venue that intimidate almost too much and because of form now more apeke recent leading the league log players playing well Lamptey is coming back into the team Ibn Brekum and he wants to win and score yeah you say oh tamana Kotoko a domano yeah Kotoko domano there was some kind of confidence around the Kotoko team that he was going to score and he had a very good game in Doma because it was in the territory because I must say one venue or call beer or Shediana for no so they had that kind of thing say Obenya ni di or no and Golden City Park one pitch in Swa. Amankona nim pitch ni pa. Pitches nim ni pa. So they expect that Amankona lead the Kotoko team to get that all important victory ewo Brekumo. You need say Oshe league na Kotoko free Asia or 2 games at also. Against Bidiama and Olympics. Games that yes, home games but difficult ones. So to be able to maintain your momentum or league table, no, games are you don't need to lose in Brekum.
Okay.
Chelsea team no, you say they are not almost target. So, but that is also Mukonya away Mediama because again they played very well, but they were lucky. Say Mediama last minute equalizer. Omori take money 1-1. Now Uba Kotoko on any day playing against Kotoko a very big game.
Okay.
But I hope say Musena prosper. And guys, we saw Moko Brekumo. So Amuko we only Pakufi kunya accident.
Yes.
Wabafi.
Another Wabafi. Kotoko bonne.
And Musa and prosper. So no so Brekumo Sankakra. Prosper.
Sir, I'm so a boy Diana, Wabobi. No time and I know Bobo. No, Nadiana. Oh,
one of the honor.
Adriana. So,
school or Doma. No, that was not when the Diama were in the Premier. When they were playing the Division 1.
Chelsea is the time.
Chelsea, they mean
Brekum Arsenal, boy. Chelsea.
Arsenal. I don't know.
Oh, second of course, school.
Okay.
Another one tonight.
Look at me who picture now who say Prosper ne Honorable Kofi. Yes, on Kofi. Omo your picture. I think say yes.
Kofi a veteran.
You are first Sunyana could be Kumaba.
To your Hako.
Kofi a veteran.
A veteran. He's a veteran journalist.
No accident, no can.
Can he say
on the Adriana no?
On the
high taxi be drop. John baby not terrible accident. Can't cry there. So they have been in hospital since then.
Okay.
Then like only colleague journalist
number.
So Kofi dey me body no.
Oh dear papa.
Training.
I come back so am nam so na me de pa no.
Ain't brekum to
Doma.
Speed ramps no.
Ah, say ntia mu bia nkubika.
Okay, over there. Net say. Correct first time who appear live.
Say down for.
Na nto Ghana sing. I don't do guy.
Na don't ma kwasha kra.
Oh, okay. Okay, baba.
Baba.
Okay, na nema to say.
De nyame asitama.
Good. Na no pay.
Ana pay de metemete mon krache.
Okay.
That's
fine. You didn't come across now on Besobeba. And I'm saying, just try not never around. Na, yeah, and tea aquab. And I was saying this time, Mutia, yes, it will be fine. Anna. Oh, okay. Aye. That's what near. And I was say, why you butcher penny, why did table, Pokunti, and mammy 1 week. If you ever caught Lozico, and by I wrote the table, your moon and when ye now no be uncle table no.
Because it was
By entering, sorry, because I am far almost permitted about 3 minutes in phone calls. Na ain't a man for dear. Now, as I'm watching, so Moon is saying,
oh, he's doing so. And you could clearly see
how are the professionalism.
Almost or you know, say, someone say, no, or
what we can say, whether you like it or not.
Or free. I don't know, Jan, on free board move.
And there be on free.
And to free honor.
If you cross all could be going to be 10 minutes. Be
2019 so cointy.
Well,
1 hour about 2022 and so too.
No more born, the only who's 2019.
Oh, until I got COVID.
When I'm kind
of on the pandit work no. I was on the pandit work no.
Halle. No more movie, because 2019. Hello. Yeah, good morning. Why?
My name is Asada Monakwami, you roster. Oyema ayawa against anybody another from Titumobia to Kofi B. Mamba Radi Yesu, or Yesu Rade, Aransa, Bishop Nyako, Tamil, the Stadium, now says John, Yedi Roland, Atamas, Kosiana, Koma, Obetebelamtu, and then Kwame and then Susie Williams, and then Pablo, and then Talbot Taka, and so on.
That's it, you.
Yo. No, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
in terms of him, maybe.
I don't know me.
Okay. I say, I'm about tournament. Don't we?
That's a chip of register chip. One there, that's a minute who will be on my and don't want to my test. I don't know. So much on a while.
Okay.
That's
it.
Oh,
hello, good morning.
That's the car. The International Sports Commander over here, the whole nationwide of the island city. Sports Commander.
100.7 striker analysis. Everybody.
Controversial.
Siasa dia controversy dia da from efida dem nyina
abadu da ase in the grow from na I was here so e bar 10 leg near so e be saw Zach what's what there
yeah we a friend root we centrani osunyani also hwe pa na George Ameyao a goalkeeper
osunyani no mzu ndim go yi
listen
no akoda